Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the Wood TV Live Desk. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. This Saturday, All Elite Wrestling returns to Van Andel Arena here in Grand Rapids, and it's set to be a high-flying, action-packed affair. And the man seated next to me that's going to help preview that event really doesn't need any introduction at all, but I'm going to try my best to give him one. He's a multi-time powerlifting champion, former WWE Heavyweight Champion of the World, WWE Hall of Famer, Texas State Weightlifting Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Henry is on the live desk today. Mark, thank you so much for being here.
What's going on, man? Glad to be here. And not that I needed any more accolades, but that two-time Olympian always stands out.
Yes, absolutely. And that kind of I apologize for missing that, Mark, but, that does kind of lead to my first question. You have this historic career, lots and lots of accolades and everything. Is there one thing, as you mentioned, maybe the Olympics, is there something that sticks out to you as the Mark Henry moment for you?
You know what? Not really. Everything led to one another. Powerlifting led to Olympic weightlifting. Olympic weightlifting led to strongman. And me being a fan of pro wrestling throughout my entire journey was always there and prevalent. And the world got to find out how much of a wrestling fan I was very early on. So, yeah, man, it's everything led to each other.
Right. No, and you being just such a huge wrestling fan, getting into WWE, did kind of retiring and moving on from that and then still having that love for wrestling, is that kind of why you decided to get back into wrestling with AEW?
Yeah, more than anything, the teaching. The trying to teach all the things that I've learned. Taking it to the grave is not going to help the business. And I love the business of pro wrestling around the world, every continent. I'm trying to stay ingrained in the brains of wrestling enthusiasts and fans, just to make sure that, the lasting legacy of the legend of me, exists for long after I'm gone.
Absolutely. And Mark, as you mentioned, you're back with AEW now. They actually decided to come. Rampage was in Grand Rapids last August. Now Collision coming this Saturday, kind of previewing the event. What are some of the things that people can probably expect to see who maybe whether have never been to a wrestling match or maybe have been to plenty? What are some of the things that they can expect to see this weekend?
Well, I mean, the AEW World Tag Team Championship is always going to be a big part. FTR, I feel like, is the #1 tag team in the world. They're going up against the Workhorsemen. And more, I mean, to see Andrade El Idolo in action and Rob Van Dam in action, I think it's worth the price of admission itself. But, if it's for my money and what makes me want to say, I got to watch this, is Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks in a Texas death match, which it didn't even have to be a Texas death match. Bryan Danielson and Ricky Starks is a pay-per-view quality match. Anytime you have two dominant wrestlers like that collide, it's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. And kind of switching just a little bit, Mark, if you don't mind just talking about AEW as a whole. Obviously, it's built up quite a huge fan base over the past couple of years since it was started in 2019. In your opinion, somebody who's spent time with the WWE as well, what makes AEW its own thing, its own sort of wrestling federation, and makes it a great time whether you're at the match itself or you're watching it on TV?
I really think that the old school wrestling that I grew up watching, Collision is the closest to that on television today. And secondly, which really shouldn't go understated and probably should be first, is the crowd and the party atmosphere. Like, AEW is the only wrestling company that I ever heard people tailgate. I mean, they get there early, They drink, they eat, and when they come in the arena, they're already ready for the party.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you see a crowd that's just like thirsty for this old school kind of hardcore-esque wrestling, and they get it, and they like action. So the AEW fan base is just like the talent. You know, they're all full throttle. Like, you know, you see the Canadian destroyers and the flipping and flying, but you also get to see some great understanding and storytelling. So it's pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm. No, right, absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be excited for what's coming to Van Andel this Saturday. And I want to remind everybody that if you're interested in checking it out, tickets are still on sale. You can find a link to where to buy them right now over on our website, woodtv.com. Mark, before we let you go, we really do appreciate you being here, but you've obviously had a lifetime of experience in promoting yourself and WWE and now AEW. So we're going to turn the floor over to you and let you have the final word. Why should people come on out and check out AEW Collision this Saturday at Van Andel Arena?
Well, I think that anybody that loves pro wrestling, you're going to love Collision Wrestling. Collision Wrestling at AEW is, in my opinion, one of the more throwback type wrestling shows. I love the lighting. I love the way they shoot the show. I love the talent that's on that Collision roster, as well as I know that, you know, Michigan is one of the cities or one of the states that has a long wrestling history. And the Van Andel Arena, I've had some classics in that arena. And I know that those fans are rabid. So it's going to be really, really cool to be a part of that. So if you have the time and you have the money, like, you should get out there, because there's nothing going to be like it. And I think that that you can go to aewtix.com and get what's left of those tickets. But there's not many left, so get out there and get them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Mark, thank you so much for stopping by. As a reminder, again, if you're interested in checking out maybe some more information or where to buy those tickets, you can find everything on our website, woodtv.com. Right now, we've got links to AEW's website as well. Mark, once again, thank you so much for stopping by the live desk. It's been an honor.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, and I want to thank everybody else for tuning in to this latest edition of the Wood TV Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.